Well, this is what a lot of people didn't know, and it's a lot of lies been told. There's propaganda that has been told because of a simple clerical error made by the NBA. Now, here's the error that the NBA decided to make. Well, it's not an error. It's like what they do. They like to sell the story. Magic Johnson had to convince Larry Bird and Michael Jordan to play on the Dream Team. How Magic said, "Hey, we got to do this, y'all." It's bullshit. Patreons, they've lied to y'all so much because they want to sell the story so that when you see the articles years later down the road, you'll be like, man, Magic Johnson, man, he went to Larry Bird and Michael Jordan and said, hey, this is what's happening, man. Come on, let's get together and put together the dream team, man. Let's go ahead and do that. That's what we need to do, man. It's a complete lie. Complete and utter, just a lie. And the worst part about this lie, it is told from a malicious standpoint. Magic Johnson wasn't even playing basketball. He had contracted the HIV virus. Magic was not even playing. When the Dream Team was being selected, Magic Johnson wasn't even thought of. Here's how that process worked. In 1988, David Robinson in the United States lost and did not win a gold medal and didn't play for the gold medal in the Olympics. David Robinson was ridiculed up and down for how sorry he played, and he hadn't played in the NBA yet. And they said in the NBA they shouldn't even play him. He's too soft. He shouldn't even be drafted, been trusted. The Admiral was soft. So they were coming down on David Robinson hard. He has no heart. Everything just crapping all over the poor man. Now, on top of all of this, right? After all of this has been laid out, Magic Johnson is not even thought of. When they decided in 1989 that they are going to take a vote to lift this ban, in 1990, they was like, the NBA players are going to be invited. We can bring the NBA there. We could have James Worthy. We could have all of the great players play for the Olympics and win for the United States. People were saying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar should play and be on a dream team. It wasn't even called a dream team at this time. It was just the Olympic team. They was like, oh, we can make any type of combination. But could you imagine a team with Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson on the same team? That would be crazy. That was mentioned already in the paper. The year was 1990. The Pistons were going for their second championship. They were the champions. Then someone said, well, Isiah Thomas is now at the top of the mountain and the Lakers are fading. Magic Johnson is hobbled. The Lakers are old. So now Isaiah Thomas would be, him and Michael Jordan would be the backcourt. Who else would you put above them? So Isiah Thomas, who was in high favor with the fans and regarded as one of the best players in the league, him and Michael Jordan being the backcourt, as they've been in the East forever, that was problem. But fans wanted to see Magic Johnson. So all of the talk after the second year, after 1990, the vote was in, and it stood after 1989. FIBA decided that, well, the rule was the wages. You couldn't, if you were earning a wage from playing basketball, you couldn't go ahead and participate in the league. So in FIBA basketball. So that was like, you have to make a certain amount of money if you made too much money from playing basketball, which means it eliminated the NBA altogether. But now that they waived that rule, because they got basically adults going up against teenagers from for the United States, even though we dominated and won the gold for many years, like it wasn't like we weren't winning gold until we got the dream team. Our college kids was just that great. It's just that the talent level wasn't the same. And when Russia won the gold, that was it. We had to get a dream team. We can't look soft. Now, we were gonna win the gold regardless. Um, we could have sent the B squad. Michael Jordan didn't even have to play on that team. We would have won by at least 25. So the way it compounded, you had on one side people who were putting this thing together, and the Pistons, after they won the championship, they're going to NBC. So this is going to change the dynamic, everything with the Olympics and Dream Team coming up. So the whole year, this all talks about the Dream Team. Who's going to be on it? They're going to do selections. Isiah, who's the president of the Players Union. The Pistons are back-to-back world champions. Jack McCloskey is the general manager of the Pistons and is on the staff of the selection committee. Bill Davidson, who's the owner of the Detroit Pistons, was also involved. David Stern, who came by and said, I want to know why this guy here is doing X, Y, and Z, and this and that, and why is this player doing this? David Stern actually fought for Isiah to be on the Dream Team. But Michael Jordan was 10 toes down on not playing if Isiah was on the team, and they basically had no choice. Stern tried to find a way to get Isiah on the team with Michael, and it just wasn't going to happen. But that's that. That's not what this video is about. As it was out of their hands. Dick Ebersol was upset at the Pistons for not shaking hands, but that's beside the point. After this, finals was over. They're getting ready to start the season, and they're doing selections for the Dream Team. And while they're in there selecting, Magic Johnson had not even been chosen to be on the Dream Team. He's not even active as an NBA player because right before the start of the season, he contracted the HIV virus. Boom. Magic's not playing on the Dream Team. So he's not even selected anymore. He's not even a player. So for the half of the season, for 2 months, As all of the talk is going on about Magic, that took away the whole 2 months of 1992. Many people don't even know Michael Jordan wasn't even playing. This is the beginning of 1992. They're the champions. And they was asking him about playing on the Olympic team that year, that they're going to have NBA players. He's like, I'll tell you the truth, I don't think I'm going to play. This is before any of this stuff really blew up. And they were talking about it. This is actually before they beat the Pistons the previous year, when they were saying the possibility of playing on a dream team. And Michael Jordan says, I don't know about spending a whole summer playing in a tournament overseas than going back to the NBA, because we play in so deep into May and June that, turn right back around and play in July. Then we got to start the season again. It's taking a toll on our bodies. My body, and I need time to like rest and recuperate and get ready for the season. So this is gonna take a toll on me. So he didn't know about playing. This is what he was saying before before they did the selections and all of these different things. And there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but Magic Johnson wasn't even on the team. Magic wasn't there. Man, Magic, after he tested positive, Magic was not on the dream team. They had made a selection already. He was not on it. They replaced Magic Johnson with John Stockton. So the selection of the list when it was made was Isiah Thomas, Michael Jordan. They had John Stockton on the list. They had all these other players, but John Stockton was chosen because Magic Johnson wasn't on the team. So as the starter, Isiah Thomas was starting on the Dream Team right next to Michael Jordan. They had Scottie Pippen, who they put in as a starter on the team, which was crazy to me. Larry Bird, and I believe they had Patrick Ewing in the middle. So that was going to be their team for the Dream Team. And right away, it was an agenda against Isaiah's team. Isiah, being on the team, and he was saying that he don't want to play with Isiah and all this. It was so much politics in there, and the dirty game he did to keep him off the team. But Magic Johnson wasn't even on it. He was not in the selections. When they made that selection and all this was going on, that when the selections were heard that they were being made throughout the season, when it was going on, something weird was happening. And Gerald McCloskey, the general manager from the Pistons, walked off. Magic Johnson wasn't even on the Dream Team. Chuck Daly was the coach. And they were saying Chuck's going to be the coach. That wasn't going to be contested. And they were trying to get the players to be on the team. But Isiah was a shoe in. Like, he wasn't even worried. He knew he was going to be on the team. He's working with the NBA and talking with the players to try to get them comfortable with being around Magic Johnson to get Magic to play in the All Star game. That was Isiah who engineered that with David Stern and showing their awareness, and the NBA getting around there with Adam Silver Slipper, who just came along. He had a little bit of hair on the side of his head then. Working with Isiah Thomas to come up with this get tested prevention and use this as a marketing tool for the NBA. And Magic Johnson, even not being in the NBA, became a marketing juggernaut for the league. Then, on top of everything, to make it even more just out of the box and out of the ordinary, They flipped the script. And what did they flip it to? They changed the direction in which they were going. And after the success of that 1992 All Star game, now it's time to entertain that. Well, maybe Magic can play overseas. Now we got to check overseas to see if Magic can play. So they start talking with Isaiah about, you know, about Magic playing overseas for the Dream Team because Magic really wanted that. Magic, oh man, I would love to play for the Dream Team and play for the country, and they wanted that. Now they have to make sure this is going to be okay, that they get the doctors to say you can't contract it that way, it's safe. When they go to all these different countries and get them to approve it, they didn't care if Magic Johnson was toxic. He could have been radioactive. They didn't care. They wanted the NBA there. They wanted the show, and they just want to see stars. They Magic Johnson. That's all they know. They can care less. So they like, yo, we got the approval by FIBA, which means some money had to take place and go slide under the table to allow Magic Johnson to play. And that's exactly what happened. A bag was exchanged and Magic was allowed to play. But Isaiah lobbied for all of that to happen. And for them to say, oh, well, Isaiah's not going to be on the team, it was the greatest betrayal in probably sports history. That's why it's still talking about to this day, because they've never seen anything like that. And the NBA has been trying to apologize to Isaiah ever since because they knew that's a wrong that shouldn't have happened, and because it happened to a man that didn't deserve it. And they trying to say, well, he didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand, so that's why he didn't get on the dream team. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. When there's players to this day that don't shake hands, they walk right off the court. Playoffs, regular season game, whatever. They happen all the time. Nobody shake anybody's hand. They walk right out and go right to their locker room. So it isn't like everybody got to shake hands. They don't have to shake anyone's hand. What the hell does that mean? He don't shake our hands. So he don't. Yeah, that's why he ain't make the dream team. So if he didn't want to shake his hand, he don't have to shake his hand. Ain't no rule saying that you have to shake somebody's hand. That's dumb. So for anybody to think that Isaiah shouldn't be on the team because he didn't shake Michael Jordan's hand, slap yourself for being stupid. Who the hell is he? That man hadn't won nothing. He owe him a handshake. Oh my God. Y'all getting me fired up. So yeah, Magic was not on the dream team. Isaiah fought for him to get on. John Stockton had him replaced. And he was on there with Isaiah Thomas. There was no Magic Johnson on that sheet because Magic Johnson had contracted the HIV virus. Isaiah Thomas fought and got him on the team. After he got him on the All Star game, he spearheaded that and got the players to embrace Magic, even though a lot of them, like Karl Malone, Brad Doherty, Charles Barkley, and others, were hesitant on being around him. So it really showed, how much people really didn't know and how just dirty and wrong they treated Isaiah was just god awful. But I felt bad for John Stockton as well. John was taking a lot of heat, like he stole Isaiah's position when really he was selected before. Yeah, he was selected before like anybody else because he was taking Magic's spot on the team. So it was going to be Magic and Jordan. And when Magic got the HIV virus, they couldn't put him on the team. So it was Isaiah as the starter. and John is the backup. When Isaiah would have been backing up Magic. Because when the selection process started, it started like this. They were looking for the people who won championships. They were looking for champions. And they wanted to send their champions over there. So at that time, nobody had won more championships besides Magic, Bird, and Isaiah. That was it. Nobody else. So it was like, who are you going to get? They're the defending two-time champions. Michael Jordan just won his first championship going into the selection process. So Stockton ain't never won a championship. But yeah, it was just horrible. Just absolutely horrible. That's still gonna, and I'm glad it's sticking with the NBA, and I'm glad that no one's forgotten about it and it's carried on all these years because this injustice can never happen again. That's the thing. You took away a man's what he's earned in his livelihood. You tried to make it up with Dream Team 2, and they gave Isaiah a medal for Dream Team 2, even though he tore his ACL and couldn't play in Dream Team 2 and win the gold medal. It just, he didn't go with his class. But him and Joe got the gold medal for Dream Team 2. Oh, yeah. It's Shaq always say Dream Team 2 would have beat Dream Team 1. And you'll hear a lot of that talk. So, anyway, Patreons, I'm going to get up out of here. Just thought I'll let y'all know that. Deuces.